Now, welcome to the Breakfast Show. I'm Martin Wong in here, and after a long week break, isn't it great to be back right now? And many things has happened, isn't it, over the long weekend in here. And right now, we will bring you a lot of the updates that we have in our Breakfast Show, and definitely beginning today, the 20th of September, we are at episode 117. That's right. Now, this episode 117 has played up to a lot of very interesting news, and of course, we will also be doing our regular update, which is looking at your stock updates and any of those stocks that you have that you want me to look at. Just pencil them in. We'll be happy to look at it here. But it's great to be back after a week since we've been out, and right now we are back in. And let's get on to the business side of the things. Now, of course, we want to get back to the first screen that we have here. Right, getting back here. All right, so this is what we have for you this morning in here, and we are at the Monday. That's right, the Monday we normally cover all our Pentagon guided trade in here with a look of a fresh new look for people who are busy looking at these trade ideas. Will definitely help you a fair bit in here. Definitely we'll look at the news roundup so far. And so much so, let's see where we are this morning on the KLCI. Of course, we can also look at our sister website in here. And this morning, let's take a look, switching to a wider chart here. You could see we are down 11 points. That's right. You can see press metal is down, and this is updated as 10 o'clock. So we are going through a stream of profit taking. That's right. This morning, press metal is down, Petronas gas is down, Top Glove is down 2%, Hata is down, and it seems the news that the ASP, and definitely I'll give you an update on Wednesday regarding to the rubber gloves. So everything is down. It does look like foreign funds is leaving. Let me check if the foreign funds is leaving, so we can look from in here. No, as much as we can see so far, the last 4 days that we see here, right? Definitely we have plus 73, even going back to last Friday, we are still seeing foreign funds buying in here, but this could be the change that we are seeing right now in here, that we see so many red market back to 1137. That's right, in here. Some of you may be concerned, but let's look at what we have. But of course, if you swing back to the market that we have, and let's go back to our SMARTRobie chart here, we go back to the KLCI update here, and you could see we already hit the red pentagon much earlier, right, way back in September. So those are early warn signal in here. The way to go in is actually at the beginning where we saw in here, but now it's up. That's why we see the profit taking. Of course, those of you who have held to SMARTRobie would have made the necessary preparation to avoid this kind of sell down that we've been seeing. So no surprises, of course, for those of you who've been following with us. The red pentagon has appeared somewhere in early September already, right? So take note of the red pentagon so you'll be safe. But let's look at what is the news headline this morning that we have. Now, first and foremost is definitely one of the economic recovery that we have so far is Guangchong. Now, we all know Guangchong is one of the fundamental stocks which finally find its sweet spot. We do know about Guangchong, GCB, and his so-called development over of a new plant. Good news ahead in here, but let's look at the news going back to GCB sometime back, switching to a wider chart here. So you can see Guangchong to sell stake to Olam International September 13, which is a week ago. This is Guanyin, a lot of Guanyin. I think the SMARTRobie mistaken Guanyin and Guangchong too. You can see Guangchong, Guanyin again. It's kind of interesting to SMARTRobie knowing the differentiation we did. So we will fix that. Definitely we'll fix that. Guangchong and Guanyin. That's we are referring to the Lim Guanyin in here. So having said that, let me just let the team know after this. Okay, and so what we want to do is also looking at the charts that we have seen so far. Start chart in here, and you will definitely know what it means so far. So def in the same spot that SMARTRobie picked it up. So you can see even way back on the 15th of August, we could see the green pentagon already started to move up. Not much. You can see here just up 6% since the green pentagon in here. But this news is talking about the relationship about selling a stake to Olam in Singapore in here, and that's why I believe this news will sustain the stock price that we're seeing. Let's see Guangzhou this morning, the livestock prices where we are still holding up despite we saw the 11 points down this morning in the KLCI that we saw earlier on. And you can switch back to here, definitely on our chart, press metal being, let's take a look, click on press metal here, right, and you could see press metal is down 20 cents, 560 down 20 cents, just a short of 19.1k volume in here. So all these are available in our analytics, so check it out in here, and that should tell you where we are in the spot of things so far. All right, let's go on to the next news that we have. Next news is on Research House has a mixed outlook for Berjaya Auto. We know that again, the economic recovery, we are seeing the cases, especially in the Klang Valley, has dropped significantly, and a lot of the reopening of the economy as well as the bubble tryout of the tourism that we see in Langkawi. They also think of doing one in Penang too. So that seems to be playing into a lot of business being open. Definitely the forecast for B Auto since the shutdown has dropped a bit, but now they are revising this new outlook for BJ Toto to 235, which is not a lot if you ask me. Let's switch on to the Robie chart here and let's look at B Auto. Okay, hit that one and switching to a wider chart here. Let's see where B Auto is, and we can see stock chart, stock comment in here. We are looking of a possible hitting new high. As a matter of fact, I think the news of the recovery already been priced in, and right now they are looking at a lower. So you can see likelihood Berjaya Auto is sort of moving sideways, well supported. I'm not surprised this morning. BJ Auto is down minus of a 0.7% in here, small touchdown. Again, this is generally would be a longer term. Let's look at the longer term fundamental stocks here. You could see it has a floating share about 80%. That tells you a lot of institutional as well as a lot of the local institutions will be interested to buy this kind of stocks in here. And it is rated 6 out of 8 with the ROE of 25 with a dividend of 4. Definitely this is a auto play on the economic recovery, as well as giving a good dividend stock for those of you who like it, with a target price of 180 at the PE of 15.5 times with a potential of 17.5 in here. Now right now we are talking, let's take a look at B Auto and a livestock price in here, which is 152. Am I correct? No, 152. So let's look at the stock price again. This is 17th of September. That's right. So they revised it to 230. Does look like a fair bit of upside. Of course, SMARTRobie just had a price target in here of 15.5 times at 17% upside here on the fundamental target price of 180. So right now is about 150, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 153. You can see from 153 here, and this one is 180 in here. So take note of it. Good dividend with a 4%, something for you to think about too. All right, let's move on to our next story that we have here for you. There's no other than CY Park. That's right. Now, if you look at CY Park, which being a renewable energy player, they are bidding a lot of jobs in Malacca and Johor. So this is a news which is covered under the LSS2 and LSS3 completion of that. So the government are releasing LSS4. And for those of you who don't know what is LSS4, is one of those large solar energy projects as one of our commitment to the Paris Accord climate change, our country need to move to a 20%. Remember, 20% of renewable energy for where we are between 2013. So which is about 9 years from now. Right now, we only at 2%. So that's why we are seeing more and more this project coming in. How it is a commitment towards that in here. And I think with this new administration, with Ismail Sabri, the Datuk Sri, so likelihood we will see many of this. And even previously, SL West has won a couple of projects, and check out SL West 2 in here. So CY Park is another player in here, and this is initiating a buy, so this is pretty good. So a research house in this case from Maybank IB is giving it a buy at 135. So let's look at CY Park. That's right, hit that one in here, switching to a wider chart. So that sort of give you a scenario where it's likely the market's going to be. So let's hit CY Park here, and let's look at the stock chart, stock comment. So you can see CY Park is, yes, it's already heading higher. So someone already knows something even before this initiation in here. But take note, because right now the market seems to be bearish in here. Profit taking will be, but I think this morning the market should be up, right? And you can see, oh, pretty much there $1, right? So 103 with a target price of 135. So that's pretty much has a 35% upside from here. Let's look at the trading plan. Now take note, right now our trading plan for SMARTRobie already have all the resistance taken care of, which is usually we do in our breakfast show in here. So right now we have the R1, which is the 104, which is only 4% away. R2, 115, about 11%, and the 135, that gives about 35% projection from the analyst. Weekly resistance at 1005. So at least we need this, to break up that 2.4%, the 105, before the market can go higher from our last closing at 103. Which is where we are in here. Definitely, I think going forward, more good news of the renewable energies will be coming in as well. West. CY Park is coming from low base. Let's take a look at the fundamental. Does it pay dividend to hold these stocks? Again, let's check it out here. And you can see stock fundamental does gives the, let's swing it up here. Oh, it doesn't pay any dividend at all. All right, no dividend at all. P of 7 with the ROE of 6. All right, take note of this. So let's move on to our next story. Okay, so our next story is on Inari. Now Inari is very hot. So all this is Kenangan is having a new coverage, giving a new perspective, new target price. Okay, it's kind of target price of 480 with a PE of 40 times. Let's look at Inari right now in here, and Inari, it's one of those hot sectors. How far can it go? Some of you may already have Inari, I suppose it is, and you can see Inari having another line change also probably on this. Right now you can see Inari is $3. Let me check this price again. Inari hit the livestock prices, and it is right now 365, 480. That's a lot of upside from in here. So that's probably telling you that's pretty good, but no doubt Inari is not cheap. It is already 40 times. Okay, 40 times, that is a historical PE in here. With the ROE of 21, that's certainly good, beating the sector average of 11.6%. And it does pay a 3% dividend. Again, pretty good for those of you who likes dividend on the technology play as well, giving a bit of upside in here. From a standpoint of a PE, anything above 22 times in my opinion, which I talked about last weekend on fundamental, it's a bit pricey, but again, it is a growth stock. It is supposed to do what it does best, growth, and right now you can see this stock is already moving up higher. And if you look from the stock chart, Pentagon in here, now take note, the free, it is already up 3.7% since the green Pentagon for that one. So take note of that one, and likelihood we will see more upside going forward for this kind of stock. Remember, right, just like what we saw previously for KGB, which we're going to talk about shortly, right, we will see profit taking in pretty much. All right, let's move on to the US market in here. We all know probably, right, what we have seen so far for the US market. September, we are going through a correction moment in here. So S&P 500 switching in. Then you can see Robie chart here, switching to the S&P 500. Today, we could see, yes, ever since wider chart here, Okay, and this down here, since the red pattern gone, it broke through, and of course I already said before, in September month and October, as per our seasonality that we've seen in our dashboard, right, are already showing a correction. So this correction likely to continue in here. So we are already in the correction. So some of you who are looking to buy end of October, okay, so continue to be strong, no doubt about it. Corrections are normal. The rising interest rate is unlikely, so these are very healthy corrections that we see in here to allow you buying, and when we will see likely a rally towards the year end in here. So last Friday closing, you saw Apple is undergoing profit taking in here. So because good news, because they are launching the iPhone 13. Now iPhone 13 didn't surprise anybody, but it has a great improvement from the iPhone 12 in here, but it is still a pretty good share. So let's hit on to AAPL, and we're already seeing that already. Normally on good news, on new phone release, you'll see profit taking, which we are seeing right now. Hit up about 156. You can pitch this up again here, right, and $156 here, and then soon the market sell back off, breaking the ATR stop loss. So if you are short-term trading, this one definitely you need to be out. Okay, we do not know where Apple is going to correct in. It could go back and retest back the 135 US level in here, but then you can look to buy back a bit more. All right, usually we say that if you have a profit target, and then use that profit target to be good. All right, so you want to check out the profit target, just go over to the trading plan for Apple AAPL here, and you could see R1 is 157, which is a 7%, R2 167, weekly resistance is actually 6% away. The market is continuing to fall slightly, while the last closing price is 147. Okay, last week 57. So at least you need the market to turn up before you want to buy, or wait for the green pentagon. That's how you want to play into this game in here. All right, on the Singapore side, let's move on. We are seeing stock to watch: Capital Land, Roxy, Hatton Land, Sparksman, and Draco. Well, one of the stocks that really fall into let's look at SGX right now, and looking at the stock chart here. So again, Singapore is also going through a corrections, and you could see from here, since the red pentagon. So the pentagon has been a real changer, as I said before. Every time when the red pentagon comes out on the main index, like what we saw for the Malaysian one, you have plenty of warning. It's only whether you want to heal this warning or not. You could see on the 15th of August, the market already hit red pentagon here and continue to slide back right to this support. We need to wait for another green pentagon before this market can go a bit higher or not from here. So right now you can see 3060 is the support level in here, but the stocks in interest this morning is the resurgency in the property market, right? Because we do see Hatton is one of the property market in here. Real estate, yep. Point number 5, technology is still there, and communication, energy, finance, and of course you can always click on real estate here, and you'll pick up some of these larger cap stocks like Far East, Capital Land. Yeah, Capital Land was mentioned in here. Red pentagon, but I do think, but I just want to show you Hatton. So just type Hatton, HTTEN, PHO. The kind of naming that have Singapore are pretty weird. You know, they don't follow the naming convention like Hatton, so it's easier to understand. Okay, let's hit this. Yep, that's right. You can see Hatton did had a strong line change. They're probably it's a 3-cent stock. No wonder, that's usually this kind of stocks will fly, when you have a 3-cent stocks in here. Of course, if you had gone in with the green pentagon, you had made about 160%. That was on the 6th of September from 2 cents. It does move very fast. Also that one, I think again, the theme of economic recovery, what we have seen so far, a lot of the travel are slowly coming back. Okay, so take note of it. This is a play on recovery stocks, all right, which we talked about earlier on. So let's move on to the past leaderboard, And a new update on the feature. This is the usual one that all our stock trade idea that we discussed in a breakfast show. You could see Tiguan was 14.5% on the 23rd of August. But one of the new features we want to share with you is the display, automatic display by SMARTRobie in here. And what you got to do is just go on to the KLSE and hit that one, SMARTRobie, and just go on to Pentagon Guider. And right at the below there, you would see the latest Pentagon leader in here. All right, the latest Pentagon leader in here, you will see right now will be this show that we have. So this should be only one statement, not two, but definitely let's take a look at this one here, and you can see the automated price trick idea. Now this Tiguan came out on the 18th of August. That's right, we picked it up on the 23rd. And if you can see back Tiguan, let's bring out the stocks. Okay, here Tiguan. Okay, so just wait for the stock. So Tiguan first turned Pentagon on the 18th of August. Now remember the earlier shares that I did, right? Let's go back to the previous stock, okay, previous one. And you can use the QR code on top here to scan back in, right? Let's go back one slide here, right? We pick it up on the 23rd of August. You could see the real difference. So if you go back to 23rd of August, okay, this is where we pick it up here, 23rd of August. You know, we entered the time, so it will be late. So always find the closest Pentagon date. As soon as it's turned Pentagon, the next day. So this is looking at Tiguan. Let's look at Tiguan here with a 12% return, 12.73 PE. Now it's gone higher actually. If you, this is the date. If you look at it from here to here, and that is the 12.68% that you see, okay, to this portion here, okay. So that's the 12% that you've seen so far. So, but the big one is KGB, Echo World, Frontcan. I think we picked Frontcan, right, 26th of August. Yeah, it took some time. Remember, a lot of these stocks started to move up. Now, this is why I said time and time again, it's important that you upgrade your trading view plugin that you see, so you're able to see the Pentagon much earlier, more interactive. And you go back to this one here, a 41% return on the KGB, all right, which appeared on the 21st of August. So you switch to KGB. Of course, KGB, we did cover it on the previous news. They won a couple of big projects in Singapore in here, and they this is on the 24th of August, you could see, and this price sort of makes it why it goes up. And now the percentage return will update by itself. Of course, not all are winner in here, and what you want to do is you can use this, which is on your phone. You can get this here, so you can sort it out, hit that one, and you can see back over here. You can pull this. You see this scrolling bar on the left side. You can actually pull this or pull that. You can see a wider range. Then it goes down to the negative range. So you can see Tiguan, Maybach, Anju, DNext. We got a lot more winner than loser. Public Bank is also down here. Perdana was the smallest loss, which is a -7%. And that's what's on the 27th of August. But who knows? Eventually, it's going to come back too. We have Pi also, 6.8% return in here. And DNext, which is the negative PE, which haven't really made money yet, and have a 5.96% return in here. So this is something we find that will be very helpful to a lot of our SMARTRobie user and also some of the plugin members to really check out what are the stocks that came out earlier, past 1 month. You can see here, the past 1 month in here, both showing you. Of course, you can scroll back here, and if you want to zoom in, just push this up, okay, and it's very interactive, and you can play around. Of course, you can view better by just turning it on a landscape mode for your mobile phone here, right? There's some instruction below here. You can just read it in here. So going back to SMARTRobie, that takes you back looking at the chart. So that is definitely, I hope you like that. Okay, there is want to look at this some viewer in here. Sure. Okay, now do let me we will get down to the section when we talk about the stock review in here. So okay, let's move on to our next section in here, which talk about in here our lesson learned. I think we just talk about those just now in here very quickly. So for this week is Penta. Okay, now how do I find Penta in here? Now, all things being equal, always look for something that is around the 60% for the Pentagon flow inside here. So here you could see item number 5, 58%, 60 to 70%. And how do I know that? So what you want to do is just go to hit Penta. Okay, 7160, and go to stock chart, stock comment here, and you can see here, this is what we talk about. Pentagon flow measure the strength and weakness of the market stages. All things being equal, the best flows are plus 60 to 70% for trade positioning. So that's why we wanted to, use Penta for our trade idea this week. Okay, so we're just going to bring up the plan here that we have for beginners. All right, so let's see what we can do in here. So it already turned green Pentagon. You can see on the bottom right side here. Right, you can see green Pentagon. So let's look at the weekly chart. So if you're looking at the weekly chart, you need to switch over to the trading view and make sure you get a copy of the trading view plugin that you see here. So everything will be synced up nicely where you can even switch to the weekly chart. All right, we have some offer inside there, and early on get that kind of all right, so switching on to weekly chart. Okay, for some reason today the connections is a bit slower. All right, so we have here is the weekly Penta. All right, you can see weekly Penta already turned green Pentagon, so that's pretty good. Okay, so we're gonna be updating that too. So let's put here weekly Pentagon for Penta is green and in blue trend zone. Okay, so that's pretty good. So definitely green Pentagon was turned last week. You can switch to a daily chart here. You can see how seamless it's been, and that's a nice, of course today we pull back 0.75%, no big deal, but just look at the overall market, how bad the sentiment is. And we can go back to main market here, go back to KLCI, and you can see here the KLCI is down 10 points. Okay, KLCI is down 10 points right now today, so that's not too good, isn't it? Down 10 points, 10.857. okay, 10.857. so we have seen that hasn't been okay, so you can see that's why the market is down 10 points. Not so good, huh? Okay, so let's go on with this green Pentagon. Okay, green Pentagon on what date is that? That will be last Friday, right? Last Friday is the 17th September. Okay, important price level. Now it's make it so much easier. Switch back to Penta. Hit Penta. Okay, and send. We will look at the trading plan. Okay, so we'll look at the trading plan. So trading plan here, you can see 554. Definitely we want to take out the weekly resistance. Okay, so important price level in here, we want to take out 540 lah. 540 first before we join the trend. Okay, we join the trend. Okay, why can this market move higher? Let's take a look at it. Why? It's because we have, what do we have? Do we have volume coming in? Yes, this is volume, right? That's right. Even if you look at this on the Robie chart, you can also see volume coming in too. So we have volume. Okay, then the low support. Okay, so for low support, what we do is just go over to the more like an exit plan. Okay, exit strategy here. So you look at exit strategy, we have 544 and 595. Okay, right now the S1 is minus 4%, S2 is 467. So you can see here, first S1 is 506. 506 is somewhere around here. It calculates for you. Okay, so that's you can see this is the low. The low is 506. So it takes the low for the week. Weekly support is also 506. So at least you have a 4% from where Friday closing is. All right. Worst case, if the market do turn back down, that's where you want to exit with a 4% from last closing in here. Of course, the longer support will be S2 467, which is the 12%. That's how much you stand to lose if you cut loss at 4.6%. Now I hope you all like this, so it makes it so much easier in here. Now most important, as I said before here, time and time again, the closing price is close to S1 and S2, so very likely this support may be tested. Resistance, definitely we're looking at 544 and 594. Okay, 544 and 594. Take note of that. 594 will definitely be this 594 here. And also for trading plan, we can go to the resistance level in here. We are looking at the 594, which is about 11%, which is the old high here. Okay, so low support is we talk about support. Let's switch back up again to the resistance. We have S1, which is, now we make it so much easier for you guys, 506, and S2 is 467. Okay, so last high resistance is 594, and when was that? So we can switch on to our trading view chart to see that, and you can see that is on the 11th of August. Okay, 11th of August. Okay. Okay, and how long is the period? You could see from here, this bar here, you can shift and then you drag it up to here. You could see it actually runs when the trend is up almost for 84 days. 84 days, we are talking about 2 to 3 months. So which means if the green pentagon started here, were to trend up nicely, then you'll see another 2 to 3 months. And definitely you will hit this, the 594, about 11% return very, very fast if the market trend. But right now you could see the KLCI is slow, and we are having a correction in here. So that's a lot of things going in the mind. So that's why eventually you need to have a strategy. What's the plan? Or do you want to trade during a market is bearish right now? Or you want to wait for the market to turn back up? So you need to think about those, think about this, and that's what's the best. All right, what is best for you? So usually this is what we do in part of our mentoring and coaching course, which we're doing in likely coming up October. So make sure you join me at doing that time too. All right, so this is so we're going to put here 2 to 3 months. Okay, okay, so that's great. Yep, we got that one already. Okay, so that firms up our plan for Penta, and of course next week we'll come back and look at the stocks too. All right, so let's move on to our next session here, right? Which is just an update. We are still up 8% so far in our fixed Pentagon trading portfolio. Of course, the KLCI now is going back after hitting 1602. It's coming back to 1537, but we are still up. Now, the one of the reasons why is that when it first hit red Pentagon, we stopped trading again. We just continue to have our 2 trades running here. You can see here way back on the following our fixed Pentagon rule that we have here. So on just the first week of September, we stopped trading, right? Because we know this market eventually is going to turn back down. So we are looking into this kind of main index to determine how we actually do our trading in here so far. Okay, and of course, our market continue to make higher out of those 2 trade shares that we have. One is definitely TN Logistic, all right, which I'm going to show you right now. Okay, TN Logistic hit the new high 90 cents, but the last few days, today is down 1%, and previously is down 1% and down another 1%. So, but very important, you could see this is again another plug-in extra for those of you who subscribe to our package. You can see the auto trend line plotter is still showing up, so that's pretty okay. A nice pullback in here, but we will monitor this very closely, and if it does go a bit higher, great for us. Okay, so of course, for those of you who are interested in our plugin, our Malaysia Day promotion ended on the 18th of September in here. Okay, so just take note of it. You can have installment payment if those of you who would like to subscribe to our plugin in here. Definitely a lot of great things and continued improvement. We have a lot of our tools are so much better than what you see compared to our other competitors, and we continue to get good feedback from you to continue to update our tools in here. Much ready to put you into a informed position, an informed trader position in here. All right, and don't forget our October intake is here. You could join our masterclass and get all our tools, all our mentoring with our 3-day masterclass session all in here for a special bonus price and with installment payment. And for those of you who have not joined, you might want to consider this. And for those of you who have joined, do come back on our October resit back. Now, of course, this coming Wednesday, 27/2, I will be doing a coverage on the KLSE rubber sector update. Will there be another wave here? All right, and that will be great. So make sure you join me, and how to find them. I'll also be showing you some of our Trade VSA Pro dashboards, tools that you could use right now, and how you can improve your odds in this very difficult situation in here. All right, take note of it. All right, now we'll come to the stock review section now, and let's see. Some of the audience in here want me to look at certain stocks, so switching to a wide, yep, this is a wider chart. Of course, if you are the public, please state your profession in here, and if you're a masterclass, just let me know. We have Fufu here. I think you are a masterclass, right, Fufu? Right, just let me know if you are from the public. If you're public, you get 1 stock review. If you're top fans, you get 3 stocks, and for course, for our members, you get unlimited stock review here. Okay, and let me know what are the stocks that you want me to look at. And we do have some of our member here. Okay, we have masterclass James Chu, SGCM. Sure, we'll look at that one first. Okay, SGCM. Can't find these stocks though. SCGM. Oh yeah, it's not SG. Okay, SCGM trends are turning down, but today there is profit taking in here. Now SGCM, very quickly, let's look at what sector is it in. We can hit that one, go over to the symbol, and oh, packaging. Okay, it's in packaging here. It's in process. Yeah, it did try to turn up, but you can see resistance in here, and now it's going to follow the overall trend of the market. Definitely you can see the moving average. Also, you got double top in here. Market is likely to retest back to 290. Of course, you can always switch to the SMARTRobie exit strategy in here and check out the resistance, so make sure you don't break those. Let's give it a try here. SCGM, right, and hitting the exit strategy here, and we do have our support at 228 is somewhere around here lah. Still far away lah. And let's look at the ATR stop loss. You can turn on the ATR stop loss here. I just don't have it here with me. I have to edit in back. Okay, but we'll do that another time, right? You can edit it back into, or you can just look at the SMARTRobie chart here just to get another approximate, right? Which is this level here. All right, this level, just pinch it up a bit. And it looks like 228 too. It does look like the 228, this level in here. So pretty much, so SMARTRobie do cover it in the exit strategy for you in here. All right, let's look at, okay, we have You're from public, okay? So you're retired. Let's look at SL West, all right? Okay, SL West, we have no green pentagon yet. We have a big pullback of a 7% in here. Volume's a bit coming in, but this one I'm a bit worried because it does have a double bottom, but if it does pull back a bit more with the green pentagon, that looks pretty good. Right now, the trend is still pretty much sideways, but if you have the auto line plotted like here, it does tell you the trend is still going up. Okay, we have Young here, which is a businessman in here. Let's take a look. Turia. Okay, and I do hope that you have subscribed this package in here. That will put you in better spots in here. This was yeah, we do have a line change much earlier here. Okay, yep, the line change was much earlier here. Just be careful right now when you have this. If you just enter, you may be in trouble, right? The whole point is to enter here on the 29th of July here, right? Let's take a look whether this will pan out more, because it takes some time for the market to pull back. Usually it's up 20%. This is where, again, remember, climatic volume, Young, you already know, you've been following me some time. It's just a matter of time whether you learn this as part of the masterclass in here. Take profit. Okay, don't buy, but take profit in here. Okay, we have Maxi in here, masterclass, Genting Malaysia. Those are pretty good, I think, because with the recovery, trends are looking good, but today you can see a bit of a pullback. Yeah, you can see the pullback that we've seen so far did break back high, but you do have a support here. Longer term, you can see, right, the auto trend line is trending up, yet it did turn what we call red pentagon, right? Whether it hit the ATR stop loss or not. Again, try to keep in mind what is your time frame in here. If you are talking about the shorter term, this thing is going to likely move sideways and retest back. Look back at the exit strategy, looking at the resistance, and once you tested that, of course you can switch over to SMARTRobie, pick up all the trends, and then you will find out in here. Okay. Any more stocks that you wanted me to look at, just pencil those in. I'm happy to look at that. All right. Alright, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for all our educational video and tips that will help you to put you into the right frame of mind and being an informed trader and a volume spread trader investor. That's right. So of course, don't forget to share and subscribe to our Telegram chat room, and don't forget, and also last Saturday, thank you for those of you who came to our fundamental analysis with SMARTRobie. That's right, fundamental with SMARTRobie and TradingView to put in the right spot. And thank you for your review on our Google Play Store. We are very close to 400, almost 5-star review in here. And thanks to you, and thanks for your support in here to share to you that our tools, our educational is one of the best in this town or in this area in here. No doubt our Telegram chat room do continue to join us, and you will find all the necessary information in here. One last look here before we go. Any of the stock, we have Ntpm. Now Ntpm, okay, sure. Ntpm last week we do have a pullback early on. It is a dividend kind of play, but we can see Ntpm did hit high and it's pulled back since. You can see right back at the support here. It is likelihood to stay along here, and the earnings is coming up. So let's see how the earning is. If the earning, but this is definitely a bottom fishing trade. All right, let's switch back to a wider chart here. This is definitely a bottom fishing trade. You can see the trends are coming down, and of course, not the perfect one. If you have come for the master class, you can see why, because of the 200-day moving average trend line there. Okay, we got Grace. Please let me know, Grace, whether you are the public, you're for fashion. I'll appreciate that. Maybe I'll catch you again on Wednesday. All right. So for those of you who want me to review a stock, do let us know your stock name and your profession. Or if you're masterclass, then you get unlimited stock review that we do here. So we proponent do hope that some of you eventually will join us in our session, either in our Zoom session that we normally do every Wednesday. So make sure you join our Telegram chat room that you see here to be informed of all our free and paid public classes in here. Thank you and see you again. Bye bye.